Here we go, starting another video with tons of progress made off camera, yet tons of progress made nonetheless. Starting off fresh with a 2013 KO4, nice and fresh here, no shaft play, not blowing any oil yet. Got my tucked wiring harness here with my Race Aesthetics valve cover dress up kit. Thank you a ton there, Chad Brown. This is awesome. Just going to be putting on the clutch tonight and getting the transmission ready to be put on as well. Need to swap out the shift forks.
This video series wasn't necessarily meant to be a really detailed how to rebuild a car. If that's something you're interested in seeing me do, I'd be more than happy to do more of a step-by-step informative video on what I'm doing. Just kind of want to get some feedback to hear that. Otherwise, it's a lot of effort for deaf ears. So this is more for myself, more than anything, just to kind of be able to look back at a snapshot in time and kind of see what I was doing, what I was working on, and maybe even what stage the car was at the time. You never know what things are going to be like in the future. So here's some progress on it right here. Got the engine in. All 4 motor mounts are in with the addition of this front motor mount here. So that's really exciting. Engine's got very minimal movement now. So just working on getting everything plumbed up here. Got a lot of things on this side of the engine bay, all hooked up. Shifters, shifter brackets, I'll catch the linkage. I got some wiring all set up. Just kind of working on rerouting everything. The big push for putting everything back together is not just to do so, it's to put everything back together in a way that is clean and makes sense. And if I can improve some function, that would be ideal. So I kind of have my work cut out for me here. I'm just gonna kind of be putting things back where they need to go, connecting the dots again, got everything labeled here. So I don't know, we'll see if the time lapse makes it into this. Since I didn't do the transmission on video, I'll put some pictures in. I didn't take many, unfortunately, but I got one good action shot. I'll just give a quick overview on kind of how that whole thing went. I had a couple of friends come by and help me with it. It was good to have extra hands just because it's a big, awkward transmission. But the job itself was really straightforward. There's a great write-up on the OG Mazdaspeed forums. Still a brownie on there. What up? And totally gave me all the pictures I needed, all the steps I needed, made the whole process very simple. It is definitely a little daunting tearing into a transmission if you've never done it before, but following that right up, I think if you have the skills to take the transmission out of the car, you're going to be more than fine swapping out the shift forks. So that job was not bad at all. Now that I have the transmission actually back in the car and the linkage all hooked up, I can't honestly say I feel much of a difference in the actual shifter as far as the feel with my hand on the lever yet. Granted, you see the state of the car. I have not driven it. It has no fluid in the transmission, so these things could definitely change. But at the same time, I'm also pretty certain here that I've got some stretched out shift cables. Anyone who's ridden in the car with me knows that I shift purposefully, so if the car disagrees, then I don't back down and I make it agree. So I'm sure the shift cables are a little stretched. So that could be part of my problem there. Looking at you, Mr. Ray. I know you got something for me. In the meantime, just gonna kind of keep plugging away, plumbing things up, and see how much progress I can get at the end of this weekend.
All right, so progress update time. I've started to film this video like more than once throughout a couple days, and just really haven't had the energy to do it. But now that I've made some more progress here, it's kind of spurred me on a little bit. So as you can see, we've got a lot of things plugged back in, some new things back in the engine bay like they should be. Kind of just figuring out new routing or previous routing for everything here, so you can all be more or less back where it was. So I got that going good, just about done. Maybe like another day or two working on this.
Tomorrow for sure.
being impatient with the battery. It's close.
Just give it some time to charge.
I'm gonna give it 1 second.
Give it some time.
Literally the worst at that. I get so excited, like
I know, but
I know it's gonna start.
I know.
Oh, come on.
But it's not gonna start if it doesn't fuel up. Let it be.
Right. It's worse. It's gonna keep going.
Let it.
You know what?
What?
May have you just rev the focus a little bit.
All right, let me.
Turn out.
Horrible. Tell me when. The throttle body was unplugged, Okay.
so it was kind of just doing something. But the rest of it, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Like the RPM is that it was kind of like rumbling pretty good.
Okay.
So,
When it started.
oh yeah. Can you grab that? Down here, but I don't think there's anything leaking. It's idling good. So we got check engine light. Oh, and our ABS light is on. Back to front wheel drive mode. Maybe. I don't know. Something's probably just unplugged. Something stupid. It's usually what it is. Battery looks like it's 13.8 volts. Don't know if that battery is going to be shot. It probably is, honestly. Let's take a look at some of the readouts on the access port here. Don't have the tablet hooked quite back up. I mean, it is, but I'm using the access port right now because it's a little bit more helpful for diagnosing. So let's take a look and see. AFRs are like perfection, like weirdly perfect. I wonder. Yeah, that's just like dead perfect. I did just reflash the map, so it could be something to do with that.
she lives. This is so awesome. This is awesome. More to come.